Hello traders, welcome to Zion Traders YouTube channel. On this channel I share my trading journey. By the way, my name is Ostibina and I'm a financial trader. I trade the forex market as well as the crypto market, right? So very quickly guys, on this video I'll be sharing my directional bias for the upcoming week with you guys. Directional bias for gold and that DXY and that of GBPUSD as well. But very quickly, let's quickly take a review of what happened last week, right? So last week we saw how what price did. Price took out external range. Before it took out external range liquidity, we were actually expecting price to trade back into this fair value gap on the daily time frame, but price did not. But instead, price came down to the 4-hour time frame, traded into the 4-hour time frame order block right here, and other block attached to the fair value gap. In fact, there is an IOFED I can spot right here. So price traded back into this IOFED, right? So this is actually a high probability zone. That's just the truth. So this is a high probability zone. Price, look at how price came back into this fair value gap here, and again it came back to the order block to retest the order block the second time, and then we saw how price started trading bullish to take out what the external range liquidity residing above these highs, right? So right now what we see here is that price traded into an internal range liquidity and seek for an external range liquidity, right? So now that external range liquidity has been taken out, what is next? All right, so what is next is what we are going to be analyzing. It's actually pretty simple, but before we get started with the technicals, let's take a look at the fundamentals, right, and see what the fundamentals is saying next week, because the fundamentals is you have to take note of the fundamentals for you to be able to trade the technicals effectively or efficiently. All right, next week Tuesday we actually have no high impact news on Monday on the dollar index, neither on GBPUSD. So on Monday, so we don't have high impact news. On Tuesday we have high impact news on euro, and on Wednesday we have crude oil inventories, and on we have high impact news on the dollar index, and Thursday high impact news, as well as Friday high impact news on the dollar index. Now what does this mean? So when there are high impact news on trading days, it therefore means that the market is going to be volatile, because liquidity is going to be injected into the marketplace, right? So that's what it means. So on Monday we are expecting a lesser probability or a lower volatility day on Monday, right? So but from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are going to see high volatility in the marketplace, right? So that is it for that, right? So let's go back to our chart and let's see what we have here on our chart. So as you can see right here, let's go to the weekly time frame, and then from here we'll frame our setups. So price traded took out this weekly candle and then traded higher. Price came back, took out liquidity from the previous week low, and then traded higher. So what are we expecting next? Very simple. What price did here, we are expecting that price will repeat the same thing here, right? It's as simple as that. What price did here, we are expecting that price will repeat the same thing here. We are expecting that price will come back low, retest into this weekly order block, and then we continue, right? This is what I'm anticipating, right? So let's go to the lower time frame and let's outline this as our weekly order block, and going back to the lower time frame. So let me remove all of this. So this is our weekly order block. We have that already. And what are we anticipating? What I'm expecting is that maybe from Monday, Tuesday, I'm expecting that price will retrace into internal range liquidity, being this order block, and then from here we start seeing a buy to the upside, a continuation of the buy, right? So this is my anticipation. Now where this an order block on the daily time frame, and we have a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. So we will expect price to come back into this region, and then we buy up from this region. So that's it. So our support and resistance trader, now they also have a trade here, right? So what they will do, this is their support, their resistance, right, that has been broken. Now what they are going to do is that this resistance is going to turn support. It's very simple, guys, and this confluences with what we are trading today, right? What we are looking at for the upcoming week. So we are looking at this playing out, right? So this is don't forget, this is the order block on the weekly time frame, so it means this is a high probability order block, and then price can trade back into it and then for a continuation. And then also another view is that if price wants to seek, like really seek trade into discount, right? So price could do this. Let's go back to that our fair value gap. Price could still come back to this fair value gap, right? Take out liquidity from this low. Yes, this is also another possibility, but this is what I'm looking at first. But unless this low is violated, I won't be considering this fair value gap at all. Unless this is violated, I won't be considering this fair value gap. So this is another thing price could do too. So just have these two scenarios at the back of your mind. Price could take out liquidity from there, trade into this fair value gap, and then a buy continuation. And then price could just come here and then just give us entry, just simple. If price does not want to stress us, come here and then we continue buying, right? So that's what we're anticipating. But let's take a look at the dollar index. It's very important that we check, we'll see what the dollar is doing, because the dollar, whether we like it or not, if the dollar is bearish, gold will be bullish, and if dollar is bullish, gold will be bearish, right? Either, at least for a short term, it will. So right now we can see that dollar index is bearish, and where is our drawn liquidity? Pretty, I can see a fair value gap here. So overall, this external range is my drawn liquidity, but then I know that price is going to react off this fair value gap here. So when price reacts, when price comes into this fair value gap, I'm expecting a retracement from this fair value gap, a retracement from this fair value gap into an internal range liquidity, and then we'll continue to take out the external range liquidity residing below this low, right? So that's actually what I'm anticipating. Look at how price took out this external range liquidity, and price, when price took out this external range liquidity, price retraced back into an internal range liquidity on the daily time frame. Price took out external range liquidity, retreated into what? It retraced into this order block on the daily time frame right here, and then price came here, and then boom, that's it, guys. So very quickly, guys, what are we anticipating next for the week? So I'm actually looking to see price trading to this fair value gap that is here before we expect any other further buy retracement, right? So on the dollar index. So what I'm looking at price coming back here, trading into this weekly fair value gap. And when it trades into this weekly fair value gap, it means price is going to take out this external range liquidity. Maybe if it can't trade into this weekly fair value gap, and then we expect a retracement from the weekly fair value gap here, and then a buy, a sell continuation to take out the external range liquidity residing below this low. Guys, since I'm too fast, but I don't want the video to be too long. That's the reason why I'm a bit fast, right? So please, I hope you grasp what I'm trying to say. So price took out external range liquidity residing below this low. What happened? Price repriced into an internal range liquidity here. So what are we expecting? Since internal range liquidity has been traded into, so in order for this set to continue, we are expecting price to come and take out external range liquidity again. So this is what I'm looking at, right? So price taking out the external range liquidity, and then what are we anticipating? So once it takes out this external range liquidity, price trades back into this fair value gap, and then we expect another retracement from here. But for during the week, I'm still expecting the sell. But then if price trades into this range, I want you to align all of this and mark this out on your chart. Mark this out, fair value gap here, because it's going to cause a retracement. Like 90% probability that is going to cause a retracement, a buy retracement into an internal range liquidity after price has taken out this external range liquidity. All right, so quickly let's check the GBPUSD and see what we have on GBPUSD. This is beautiful, guys, because if you check my previous episode, I told you guys that when price took out this external range liquidity residing above this low and this high, I told you guys that price was going to trade back into an internal range liquidity. This was exactly what I told you guys, right? And what happened? It happened exactly as we said. So make sure you watch it. You can check out our previous episode and you are going to find this, right? Yeah. So the next thing we are anticipating that price will take out this external range liquidity before any further retracement or something. Yeah, that's what we are expecting. So, and I told you guys last on our previous episode that I was expecting the buys from here. Exactly what I told you guys. That's what happened. In fact, the buys did not stop. It just continued. So our draw on liquidity is this high residing above this high, which is 1.30500. So once price trades into this range, then we will start looking for a retracement for price to trade back into an internal range liquidity. So this is our draw on liquidity, and what we are going to do on Monday, we are going to continue looking for buys until that draw on liquidity target is met. Now, first I'll look for some sells. So let's say probably when price eventually grabs this fair value gap, from this fair value gap we might see a sell retracement, or even before the fair value gap is traded into, we will see sell retracement into internal range liquidity, right? Because price needs to balance itself, because yeah, we'll see some sell retracement from this fair value gap. It's even confluencing with the daily fair value gap here. So from here we look for sell. We expect price to sell, trade into internal range, trade into something like fair value gap of that block, and then we continue this buy moves, something like this, and then we continue to take out the external range liquidity. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So this is what we are looking at for the week, and we are still pretty looking at buys. We are buying for the week, but we are going to see some retracement, but then overall we are looking at buying to take out this external range liquidity. Guys, I hope I have not spoken jargons. Alright, so what I want you to do for me right now is for you to subscribe, right? Subscribe to this channel, like this video. Please like this video. Don't just watch it, like it, right? It's important to me. Like it, and if you have any question, drop it on the comment section, right? So that's it, guys. Good luck.